holds the small intestine in place.
On this model, this would be
We're not there yet. We've not talked about that yet at all.
okay.
We've talked about this. We've talked about that. Okay. Where was I?
So you have to identify on that model.
Identify what on that model.
Oh, that's what this part. This would be the genome, and this would be the alien part of the bottom.
You can't really tell on this model because of the fact that the folds are not really clear. Because this could easily be part of the alien. Because it's been folded. Okay.
So we won't
So-
be asked.
No, like usually you're not even asked for the jejunum anyway. But I just pointed it out to you so that you know that the first part of it, the reason why I can say this part, easily say this part of it is part of the jejunum is because what? This is the end of the duodenum and it's right there. So this is where jejunum starts. But we can't figure out where it ends from the model. And then we also know that this has to be the ileum because the ileum was what? Is the ending of the small intestine, empties into the large intestine. So we can definitely tell the end of the ileum, the beginning of the jejunum from here, but not in here. We can't identify which is which because of the way it's folded. All right, and the ileum is very long. It's like almost twice the size of the jejunum and duodenum put together. So, all right, and the mesentery holds the digestive. Small intestine together, holds it in place. This is a part of the peritoneum which suspends the small intestine, attaches along its length to hold it in place. It will be best be appreciated on the removable intestine from the large torso. It is the yellow material between the intestinal folds. So these ones, then when you turn it around, it's even more obvious. All right, contain the blood vessels. So these are all what? Mesentery. One.
On this one, this yellow stuff.
Yes.
Okay.
But if you're going to be asked, it will be this. Even this one, the yellow stuff in between. And even into the, well, no, this is a large intestine part, so you're not going to, you don't see it on this one. On the back of that one. And definitely on this one, you do see it. All right, so from food entered from the small intestine will do what? Will be emptied into the large intestine through the ileocecal valve. So this is the end of the small intestine. This is the end of the ileum. This valve controls entry into the small intestine. So this is the ileocecal valve. I mean to the large intestine, sorry. So this is what the ileocecal valve.
Just that little piece.
Yeah, that's this thing that I'm putting my nail in. It looks like it has lips. On this model, yes. On this model, this is the ileocecal valve. Alright. And then we see that when you're looking at the large intestine, we talked about this in the lecture, we see that the large intestine by itself looks completely different from the small intestine, right? So you can't miss it. The things that make it look different, besides the fact that it's larger, is what? These hostrations. Remember we talked about hostra? So these pouches are called hostrations or hostra. And what did we say is the reason why these pouches form? We said that there's these three bands of muscle called what? Tenacoli. And these bands do what? These bands are normally shorter than the large intestine, so it make it what? It makes it pucker up like that and form the hostrations. So this is hostra, and this is a band of tenacoli. Then the hostrations are separated from each other by what? These other structures called the plicae semilunaires. All right. So each hostra is separated by that. So each one has one and two. One and two. One and two. All right. Oh, we're now getting to the ileocecal valve, sorry. So now that is the ileocecal valve. So that was first. All right. And then this large intestine also has another name. Who knows it?
Colon.
It's also called the colon. Okay. So the colon is divided into several parts. All right. Normally, the first part is what? It's a blind pouch area, the small intestine. The large intestine. First part after the ileocecal valve is this blind spot, well, not blind spot, blind tube. All right. This small part is called the cecum. So this is part of the colon is the cecum. Then the cecum, beyond the cecum, we have this worm-like structure called the appendix vermiformis. But you can just call it appendix and it's fine. Then the other parts, the major parts of the colon, we have what from here, you see the colon what ascends. It ascends, it crosses, and then descends. All right, so this is the ascending colon, the transverse colon, the descending colon. So the way you will remember the ascendant from the descendant is look for where the cecum is. Because the ascendant will start from the cecum, so it will go ascending, transverse, and then descending. All right. Then the last part of the colon is the one that goes inside. This one that forms an S. This is the sigmoid. So this type of model is the only one you're going to see the sigmoid on. That's the sigmoid colon. Then from the sigmoid colon, material will be emptied into the rectum. From the rectum to the anus or anal canal.
So the anal canal is this part?
Yeah, this part.
Okay. And
This last part before
thing is
that.
the rectum.
This is the rectum. This
Okay.
most of it is